Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? Great to see everybody here live in person, and welcome. And welcome everybody online as well today, because we're streaming. We always stream our services. So my name is Stuart Ito. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees, and I'll be your chairperson for today. So lucky you guys, right? All right. So if you could all please join me by putting your hands together. Impermanence or change is a fundamental teaching of Buddhism. Understanding the impermanence of each of our lives helps us to develop a deep sense of gratitude for living each day. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, our first Gatha today will be A Special Place by Andy and Bruce DeCamp, followed by The Three Treasures, led by Reverend Matt. So if you could please stand, if you can. Thank you.
There is a square upon the floor and island in a sea, a place I visit every week, a spot that's just for me. When I sit upon that square, I leave my cares outside. All anger is forgotten, the Dharma is my guide. There is a special something here, it's something you can see. For kindness lives within this place, it lives inside of me. Amida stands inside the shrine, a smile upon his face. I smile right back, I'm glad to be here in this special place. Now there's time to sit and think of all that I can do to care for those around me each day, the whole week through. This is a home to gentle thoughts when sitting quietly. For kindness lives within this place, it lives inside of me. It lives inside of me.
Three treasures. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take a refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take a refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take a refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 You may be seated.
Hey, thank you, Reverend Matt. Now please join us in the chanting of Jusei Ge, which is be found in the Purple Service book on page 23 and will also be on the monitors above.
Namandavs, 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 namandavs. 가곤 조세간 이시무조도 시간 불만족 세프조쇼각 가오무료고 부이다이세슈 부사이쇼빙그 세프조쇼각 가시조붓도 묘쇼조지법 극교미쇼몬 세프조쇼각 리오크진쇼넨 조에슈본교 시그무조도 이쇼텐린시 진리기엔다이고 부쇼무사이도 쇼조산금요 고사이슈야쿠난 가이히지에겐 메시콘모안 해석쇼아크도 츠다츠센슈몬 고소조만족 이요로지법 니싱아츠슈주기 땡고옴프겐 이슈카이호소 고세그도그옴 조다이슈주 세포시시근 그요이사이붓 그소크슈도그옴 간내시즈조만 도크이산가요 뇨부츠무게지 츠다츠미프쇼 간가크에릭 도시사이쇼선 시간야고감 다이세노간도 고크쇼텐닌 도우진묘계 나만답은 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 간니시그도그 묘도세 이사이 노տն보 Namandavs, 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 namandavs. Namandavs.
Next, we'll have the Golden Chain, led by Sensei Koichi, is on page 5, the Purple Surface book, and also will be on the monitors. So if you could please stand.
Everyone, please join me in Gassho for the reading of the Golden Chain. Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Well, Koichi, since you're up there, you might as well give the Dharma talk, right? Okay, very good.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Stuart. All right. Good morning, everyone. It is, as always, wonderful to be with all of you here on this lovely Sunday morning. I've been pretty busy this past month. There's been a lot of activities going on in the BCA. I've had the opportunity to visit a lot of different places. But before I talk about that trip, I want to talk about this weekend right now. Many of us from Sacramento were actually helping out at the Placer Buddhist Temple's Bazaar this weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday this weekend. I don't know why it's called Placer, because it's in Penryn, huh? I mean, anyway. Okay, so we went to go help them, and it was really nice to see all of our Sacramento peeps over there helping out. And it was wonderful because the Placer folks helped us at our bazaar back in August. So it's just a wonderful exchange that we're all able to go and help each other out and support each other. So it's really, really nice. So just as a reminder, after service today, you can still head up the mountain to Placer, and their bazaar is from 11 to 3, so you can check it out. And you don't have to take my word for it. I'm going to show you some pictures, actually, too. So let's see if this is working. Ooh, it works. That's amazing. Okay, so show you a couple of quick pictures from Placer. As you can see, isn't that a familiar sight? If I didn't tell you that was Placer, you would have thought it was here, huh? It looks just the same. Wherever you go, there are a bunch of people all together making food, which is a really wonderful sight. And as you know, this is their first in-person bazaar also since 2020. So it was great to see everybody back in their same little kitchens and countertops and making all this, what is that, spam musubi, right? Making tons of it. I think they sold I think they made like 400 boxes or something like that, and those are 2 pieces. So that's a lot. And then, what is that? That's like barazushi, huh? So for those that don't know, it's a seasoned sushi rice with little, maybe homemade tamago. It looks like there's some ginger on there. I can't see. There's a monitor in the back of the room. I need glasses. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just can't see. So, and of course, they made this wonderful Asian chicken salad, little dressing on the side. So they really did it up over there, right? They made a lot of food. They did a really great job. So the Sacramento team, we helped out with their tempura booth. Maybe not because we're experts, but more because that was the most pain booth to run, so they didn't want to run it, so they handed it to us, and we gladly took charge of the booth, which is no problem. Look at this crew of people working. Look at that. We're making tempura on the back, and they got it all laid out, and they're plating everything up, and it was really, really great. They have other things there, too. They have wonderful crafts, They have a little bonsai display, right? Really nice, right? And they do a real simple, they set up the little easy up, and that's not an easy up, but the covering, and so everybody can dine under there. And of course, being at the end of September, the weather is quite temperate. Really beautiful day. Just a really, really nice event. So, that was the Placer Buddhist Church. I just wanted to share that with all of you. And also, I mentioned that I've been traveling around a lot. So for those of you that don't know, I work for the Buddhist Churches of America, the BCA. And one of my jobs is I work for the Center for Buddhist Education, and I'm the youth coordinator. So I put on youth events and put on youth retreats and stuff like that. I also get to visit other youth events in other districts. So I took a little trip to Southern California to attend it's called the Southern District YBL, the Young Buddhist League Conference. So it's comprised of high school age students. So for those of you that don't know, in Southern California, they have huge numbers of high school YBA youth members. So big that they can host their own conference. And in the past, they would get like 150 kids there. And this is just right before the pandemic. So now they're kind of coming back into the fold, trying to get everybody involved, which is great, right? So we didn't have quite 150, but there was a really good turnout. So this is all of us registering, same thing. It actually was a little bit drizzly, and this is just a couple weeks ago. So that's quite the contrast to this is still when we're hitting 100-degree days. So it was really hot over here. And these kids get together in the room, they do little workshops, they do all these great things. And it's all the things that we are not able to do when we're online, right, through Zoom, like we've been doing for so many months and years. To be able to just sit in a circle and be together, I know this seems like such a simple thing that you don't even think about. But for me to be in this room with a group of high school kids and sit in a circle it was just wonderful. It was just such a wonderful feeling to be back in person together. And, they took their little group photo. As you can see, there's still quite a good turnout, for all high school kids. So, they do a really great job, and I'm glad they're coming back in person. These are some of the officers of the, I don't know why they made them wear those, but anyway, it's part of the gift. So, okay, the other good thing about going to Southern California is I got a few good buddies over there, so I'm going to show you some food pictures, okay? My friends took me out to dinner that night, and we went to this real fancy restaurant. So, anybody know what that is? Pound cake, huh? No, it is tamago. I heard tamago down here. So that is it's a tamago yaki. It's a very traditional egg. It's an egg omelet, so it's seasoned with dashi and sugar. Quite delicious, actually. So there's tamago yaki, and then what's this? Tofu, agedashi tofu. A student in the front right here, excellent. Agedashi tofu, it's a deep fried tofu, right? A little cornstarch, special sauce. Everybody knows what this is, right? Chicken karaage. It wasn't quite as good as Gordon's chicken karaage here, but almost. It was quite delicious, so. And then, you're not going to get this one. This is beef tongue. Yes, crowd reaction for those of you at home. Okay, so there's a crowd reaction. And then, Thai sashimi with the little yuzu, that's so good, right? And then we had this wonderful fresh bean sprout salad with taco. Taco is octopus, steamed octopus salad. So delicious, very, very nice. The other place that I went to is so I went all the way south to Southern California, and then I went all the way north to Seattle. So it's the Northwest District Family Conference. Now, this is not just for high school kids. This is a whole family conference. And the reason this activity is so unique, and I wanted to share it with you, is because we don't really have anything like that here in our district, right, where we have a whole convention where all families come. Usually it's just for the kids, or maybe we just have an adult one. But this is one where everybody's there. Some of you may recognize Reverend Kusunoki there on that right-hand side. He used to be the Lodi minister here, but now he's the Nimban of Seattle. And for those of you that don't know, Reverend Yuki Sugahara, our minister here, he used to be in this district as well. So they're mad at me when I go there because you stole our minister, they say. And it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So what a great convention, right? There's a lot of people here. We're at the Doubletree over there. Really, really nice. And it was so wonderful to be together with other people. And it was just really, really nice. They even do, they do workshops all day. We do lectures. And at the end, we have a little banquet, which is nice. So I got to take my daughter with me, Ellie, to the banquet. We got to go to the banquet together, which was really nice. And last food picture. Banquet, right? Ooh, banquet has dessert. Yay. So, Matt, I didn't test my video. I hope it's connected to the internet, otherwise this next slide won't work. The highlight of the Northwest District Convention for me, not just the sharing of the Dharma and being together with people, was a ping pong tournament. So I don't know why they did this, but it was super, super fun. So luckily for me, I didn't go through all the brackets, okay? I arrived a little late, so I couldn't sign up from the beginning. So they already had the championship brackets. But I was able to convince them to allow the bishop and myself to be partners to challenge the winners, okay? So, and I don't know if Bishop Veronica play ping pong at all. So let's cross our fingers and see if this video works. Does it work? No, boo. Boo, the video doesn't work. Okay, so I'm gonna try this really. Oh, is it working? Oh, is there any sound, Big Matt? Let me try it again. Okay, so it is working. You know I can't see the mouse. Is there a knob over here? It doesn't matter. Okay, I'll tell you what the sounds are. And you can see Bishop and I are on this side, right? I didn't take this because I never shoot video in portrait. That's a no-no. Never shoot video in portrait unless you're on Instagram. You saw the slam, right? You saw the slam? And so remember, after every point, ooh, the people, you know, after, ooh, that's what everybody was saying. So yeah, like, ooh, look at that. Ooh. Did it restart? I think it restarted. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, add the sound effects. There you go. Good job, everybody. Good job. Because that's what it sounded like. That's actually the sound. So that was so awesome. When else are you going to see the Bishop of the Buddhist Churches of America running around? And, you know, he got some skills, right? Like, Bishop Veronica moved, you know? I was, like, quite impressed. So it was interesting, right? It looked like we did really well, right? Like, it looked like we were kind of dominating, right? Well, that was a video edit. So... So, you know, let's take another look, okay? Let's see if this works. You guys keep making the sound effects. Oh, yeah, that's what people are doing. Oh. I know, right? It was a good rally, right? You think we would... Oh, that was me. That was my bad. Yeah. I know, so close. You guys are on the edge of your seats. I know. Everybody's... Look we're moving like... Oh, I think that... Oh, how did he get that? Like, how did he get that shot? Seriously. Seriously. I already in my head, like when he went down, I went, oh, we got this. And then and he got us. So anyway. Okay, so that's it for those slides. But, so isn't it interesting after you watch that first video, right? Didn't it just look like we dominated, like we just crushed them and we had it in the bag? And if I only showed you that first video, that's what you would have thought, right? That reality would have set in, and it just soaks in because you saw it with your own eyes. Regardless of whether you were there or not there, you saw it with your own eyes, and you created your own conclusion in reality. But if I only showed you the second video, which incidentally was closer to reality because we lost. It was so close. Okay, but you know, if I only showed you the second video, you would have thought the alternate truth, right? You would have thought a different way based on what you see. So it's so interesting how quickly we can arrive at a conclusion without having any other information. But again, whether we won or whether we lost, the takeaway and the part of my message today is the most important thing to realize is that none of this could have even happened, this fun tournament, if we were not all there gathered together. You can't play ping pong on Zoom, right? I mean, well, maybe you can, but so I had such a deep appreciation, even though we lost, but I had such a deep appreciation for even being able to be there together, just like we're here together now. And even though Ellie and I were all the way up in Seattle in the north, you know, outside of our home temple area, there was such a familiarity and comfort in just being at a temple event like this, a Jodo Shinshu event. We didn't really know anybody. Ellie didn't know anybody up north, but just being there with other people, chanting in the opening service, hearing the sutras together, going through the motions together, there was such a familiarity. We felt right at home. No matter where you are, we were looking around, Ellie and I were looking around. Even if you're up north, you look around, there is a version of Reiko Kurohara there, up there, right? Running around making food. There is a version of a Gary Treganza who fixes everything. No matter where you are, and you look, and as I mentioned, I can't see, so as I look and I see BWA ladies, they look like our BWA ladies. They look exactly the same. So again, that wonderful, wonderful familiarity that's what it means to be a part of a temple community and a part of a larger community with the BCA. It is a really wonderful thing. And we share this common tradition of Jodo Shinshu. So no matter where we go, we can all come together in a single instant and recognize this similar foundation. So it's really great. And our founder, so Shinnan Shonin, right? Shinnan Shonin. Shinnan Shonin composed what's called his 3 main volumes, or wasans, and those are kind of melodic poems that we chant. And in his 3rd volume, there is what's called the Shozo Matsu wasan. Okay, it's his 3rd volume of his writings. He talks about these 3 Dharma ages. And this is what our keynote speaker, Reverend Dean Koyama, talked about at this conference. So the first Dharma age is while Shinnan was alive, okay? We're celebrating next year. We're celebrating the 850th anniversary of Shinnan Shonin's birthday, okay? So he was born in 1173. So that first age is the time when he was alive. And it's like this, we call that, Shinnan Shonin calls it this 500-year period while Shinnan was alive. And that's called the first Dharma age. It's actually called, the age of the right Dharma. And the reason he calls it that is because that's when we are closest to the original Shakyamuni Buddha, the Buddha's life, right? And that is the time when we are closest to the teachings and we are most connected to it and we're able to learn it and we're actually able to become enlightened because we're so connected to the Buddha. And then Shinnan talks about the second Dharma age, which is 1,000 years, the next 1,000 years. So the first 500 years of the Buddha's life and this next 1,000 years after the Buddha's gone is called the second Dharma age. He calls it the age of semblance, okay? You don't have to know all these terms, but just remember second Dharma age. And what he says about this second 1,000-year period is, we're still kind of close to when the Buddha was alive, but not really close enough. And remember back then, it was a lot of oral tradition. So we can still kind of get a grasp of the teachings. We can still kind of look like the right Dharma age, but not quite. Which leads us to the third Dharma age. And this is the next 10,000-year period. And that's the period we're in right now, right? This is our period right now. Shinnan called this third Dharma age the degenerate age of the Dharma. That doesn't sound too great, right? Degenerate age. I guess this is what Shinnan is writing in his poems, in his wasan. Shinnan was saying, in this third age, we are so kind of distanced and far removed from the original teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha. We're so far away, we're going to lose our way. So he already predicted this. He goes, we're going to lose our way. Like, we're going to know about the teachings, we're going to kind of get it, we're going to read about it, but we're going to lose the essence of what it means. So I want us to think about that as we celebrate Shinnan's, birthday next year, his 850th birthday celebration. I want us to think about his teaching, his wasan that he made. So this is what I believe it means to be. It doesn't mean to lose all hope that we don't have any connection to Shakyamuni Buddha. Don't lose hope. That's not what it's about. What it means is, since our connection is so distant and so far, I think it's up to all of us to carry on this amazing tradition. It's up to all of us. We can't just rely on other people or other things or other teachers. So this Buddhist teaching is a roadmap. It's a roadmap, right, to living a more harmonious and a happier life. But if we don't read the map and if we don't share the map, it's not going to do any of us any good. And that's the most important part, to share, So I encourage all of you to please talk to your ministers. Talk to your minister's assistants. We're always out in the courtyard. We're hanging out. They're in the office if you stop by, Talk to them. They love talking to you. I'm speaking on your behalf, but they love chit-chatting with you. I know sometimes if you're a guest, they look intimidating because, they're in robes and you feel like it's us and them and the Onaijan separated, but that's not the case at all. This is way more of a lay tradition. Go talk to them. You can talk to them even about sports or television if you want, or movies, right? And start there. But they are so happy to talk to you and share with you. So this is the challenge of this third age of the Dharma, okay? It's up to us. And the other thing I tell you is this. When I say share, because I'm talking about togetherness here, when I say share, I mean it's not just the minister's job. It's not only his job to share the Dharma. It is our job. And I know this is intimidating because some of you think, well, I'm not an expert in the Dharma. Who am I to teach it? We don't teach the Dharma, we just share it. So if you have one thing, you can always share it with somebody else. You don't have to have everything. You don't have to know everything. But you can always share what you have, even if it's just a tiny, tiny little bit. So that's what I want to leave you all with today. I want you to share and be bold. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. You don't have to be an expert and know every single thing about Buddhism, but you can always share. And why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we share this beautiful tradition that emphasizes togetherness and gratitude and the importance of being together? So anyway, that to me is the true essence of what the Dharma means. It's not about mastering everything, and Jodo Shinshu is it doesn't emphasize practice. It's not a strenuous, rigorous thing that is unachievable. It is simple. It is life. And so I encourage all of you to share that, and I encourage also all of you to remember to be deeply grateful for being together as we are today. Let's not take any day for granted because tomorrow is not guaranteed any of us. So please join me in Gassho. Whether we are surviving natural disasters, war, or even a global shutdown, all of these things show us how much we truly need each other. Money, shelter, work, these are all things that are very necessary for human life. But sharing in the company of others and caring for one another, this is why we have a human life. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Koichi. There's a lot to unpack in that Dharma talk. I'm going to have to go watch the video again. Okay, for our closing gatha, it would be farewell, page 96, and also up on the monitors above. Thank you. If you could please stand. Thank you.
Not on the butt. Not when the butts touch. How does farewell start?
Matt, you don't want me to sing, right? You're gonna okay. All right.
Dharma school is
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather around the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha's love will keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namo Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namo Amida Butsu, sunny day or rain. Namo Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain.
Namo Amida Butsu, till we meet again.
Please remain standing. Impermanence, or constant change, is a fundamental teaching of Buddhism. Understanding the impermanence of each of our lives helps us develop a deep sense of gratitude for living each day. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. You may be seated. Thank you. Okay, so at this time, I would like to acknowledge any guests in the audience. Is there guests there? Oh, welcome for their first time. Excellent, thank you. By the way, Koichi and I were talking a little bit earlier, and this applies to anybody in the Sangha. If you have any questions about Buddhism, feel free just to chat with us a little bit after service before going out to the courtyard. You know, like, what is this? What is this? You know, there's lots of things in Buddhism that, shoot, I don't even know. So, but I could share, right, Koichi? I could share. So, yeah, please feel free to talk to any of us afterwards. I do have some announcements, but I think we also have other announcements, right? We have the Scouts going to make an announcement here. Come on up.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aaron. I'm the Cub Master for Pack 50 here, sponsored by the Buddhist Church of Sacramento. You want to introduce yourself? What's your name?
I'm Max.
This is Max. So he's a lion. He's in kindergarten. The Pack 50 Cub Scouts has been sponsored by the Buddhist Church of Sacramento for over 50 years because a lot of the tenets of Buddhism are also aligned with Scouting. And so, you know, that's why one of the reasons we've been successful. Another reason why we've been successful is the support of the Sangha, folks like yourselves. For as long as I can remember, we've had an annual pancake breakfast fundraiser. This fundraiser supports our pack and our activities, the awards that we give to the kids for their accomplishments for the entire year. And this year, we're bringing it back since 2019. We're going to be having this fundraiser on October 15th from 8 o'clock till 11:30 in the morning. So please come out and join us. I'll be selling tickets out there in the courtyard. Max will be selling tickets as well. And hope you can join us. Thank you very much. Say thank you, Max.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Are there any other announcements? Of course, I have my announcements, but all right, we'll get through that here. Put on my glasses. I have 5, it looks like. First of all, thank you for those who all purchased the bentos and volunteered for our Lahaina benefit fundraiser last weekend. Special thanks to Marty and Kim Sakata, Gordon and Jennifer Matthew Nita, and for pulling together this entire fundraiser in less than 2 weeks. That's pretty good, right? They decided to do it, and 2 weeks later, we had this huge fundraiser, so it was very successful. Proceeds from the bento sales and additional monetary donations received will be forwarded to the Hompa Honganji Mission of Hawaii to provide assistance to their temple. As you may know, that temple burned to the ground, right? It burned to the ground. And they're going to have a long, arduous task rebuilding the temple and that whole community, right? So it's really appreciated that those of you that came out and supported that. Announcement number 2, the September Health and Wellness Series will feature psychotherapist, community activist, writer, and filmmaker, Dr. Satsuki Ina, whose presentation entitled Life After Camp, What is Intergenerational Trauma? The session will be held on Zoom on Thursday, September 28th, 6:30. Sign up by sending an email to betsuenprograms@buddhistchurch.org. Next, on Sunday, October 8th, our regular 9:30 a.m. Dharma service will be replaced by a special service at 10 a.m. commemorating the 850th birthday of Shinran Shoni and the 800th anniversary of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. This special service will be held in our Hondo here and will be sponsored by the Northern California Ministers Association, with all our Northern California district churches participating. Reverend David Matsumoto will be the guest speaker, and our special guest minister will be Reverend Marvin Harada, Bishop of the Buddhist Churches of America and ping pong player. A continental breakfast will be served before service at 9 a.m., and lunch will be provided in the Kaikon after service. To ensure that we have enough food and for everyone in attendance, please sign up using the link provided on our website. That's buddhistchurch.org. There'll be a link there. You just sign up, and you'll be good to go. And finally, Roy brought up that on October 9th and 10th, we're going to be resurfacing the parking lot. So that's a Monday and Tuesday. It looks like our parking lot will be closed, weather permitting. Okay. Finally, after service, please join us for refreshments in the courtyard. They are provided by the Buddhist Women's Association this week. And I think that's it, except for people that have some questions or something. Please feel free to stick around after service. So that will conclude our service for today, and you're welcome to offer incense. Thank you very much.